The 2009 swine flu pandemic was an influenza pandemic that lasted for about 19 months, from January 2009 to August 2010, and the second of two pandemics involving H1N1 influenza virus. The Covid-19 pandemic, also known as the coronavirus pandemic, is an ongoing pandemic of coronavirus disease 2019 caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome. The sixth cholera pandemic 1899 to 1923 was a major outbreak of cholera beginning in India, where it killed more than 800,000 people, and spreading to the Middle East, North Africa, Eastern Europe and Russia. The 1889 to 1890 flu pandemic, also known as the Asiatic flu or Russian flu, was a deadly influenza pandemic that killed about 1 million people worldwide. It was the last great pandemic of the 19th century. Encephalitis lethargica was a mysterious epidemic that swept the world from 1917 to 1928. The epidemic paralleled the 1918 Spanish influenza pandemic, and some experts believed both were caused by an influenza virus. The 735 to 737 Japanese smallpox epidemic was a major smallpox epidemic that afflicted much of Japan, killing approximately 1/3 of the entire Japanese population. The Hong Kong flu was a flu pandemic whose outbreak in 1968 and 1969 killed an estimated 1 to 4 million people globally. It was caused by an H3N2 strain of the influenza A virus. The 1957-1958 influenza pandemic, also known as Asian flu or Asiatic flu, was a global pandemic of influenza A virus subtype H2N2, which originated in Guizhou, China and killed at least 1 million people worldwide. The Antonine Plague of 165 to 180 AD, also known as the Plague of Galen, was an ancient pandemic brought to the Roman Empire by troops who were returning from campaigns in the Near East. The Third Plague Pandemic was a major bubonic plague pandemic that began in Yunnan, China. In 1855, this episode of bubonic plague spread to all inhabited continents and ultimately led to more than 12 million deaths in India and China, with about 10 million killed in India alone. The Cocoliztli epidemic or the Great Pestilence is a term given to millions of deaths in the territory of New Spain in present-day Mexico in the 16th century. The Spanish flu, also known as the 1918 flu pandemic, was an unusually deadly influenza pandemic caused by the H1N1 influenza A virus. It infected 500 million people, about a third of the world's population at the time. The plague of Justinian or Justinianic plague was the beginning of the first plague pandemic, the first Old World pandemic of plague, the contagious disease caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 25 to 100 million people during 2 centuries of recurring. The Black Death, also known as the pestilence and the Great Mortality, was the most fatal pandemic recorded in human history, resulting in the deaths of up to 75 to 100 million. Plague, the disease caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. If you liked the video, please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.